Welcome to Casense.
Imagine a thriving town built right on the banks of a rushing river. Trade and energy flow right through the center of it. But what happens if that river starts shifting its course, slowly carving a completely new path miles away? In business, growth and money behave exactly like that water. They don't stay still. They are constantly moving to wherever they can flow with the least friction, a concept called value migration. A strategist named Adrian Slywotzky noticed that economic value consistently drains away from older business models and pools into new ones that happen to serve what customers care about right now. This means that even if you are the most successful town on the river today, you can't assume the water will stay there forever. Staying relevant isn't about standing your ground, it's about being ready to move when the flow starts to shift. Keep in mind, this flow of value doesn't usually happen between individual products. A slightly better gadget doesn't drain a whole industry. Value moves between entire business designs. This design is really just the way a company is built to function. It's how they pick customers, how they solve their problems, and how they generate profit. It's the engine under the hood, not just the product they're selling. So, what causes the river to change direction? It starts with a trigger, a shift in what customers prioritize. People might suddenly value saving time over saving money, which can make an old design feel dated almost overnight. When that happens, a gap opens up. The old way of doing things no longer fits what people actually want, and that gap is a massive opportunity for a new model to swoop in and catch all that redirected value. If you can spot these triggers early, you can adapt. If you ignore them, you end up clinging to a business model while the money quietly drains away to someone else. This chart breaks down how every business design ages through 3 phases. Phase 1 is value inflow, where market share grows fast. Phase 2 is value stability, where growth levels off. Finally, Phase 3, value outflow, where margins shrink. Because value is always on the move, a design that's enjoying massive inflow today will eventually face outflow unless it evolves to meet those changing priorities. Let's look at how this plays out with a company we'll call RentReel. They ran a massive chain of physical DVD rental stores. They were still profitable, but they started noticing foot traffic and margins slowly shrinking. They identified the trigger. Customers were changing. People were beginning to prioritize instant at-home convenience over driving to a store to pick out a movie. Using this framework, RentReel realized their physical store design no longer fit. They saw that the value was migrating directly towards streaming and on-demand models. Instead of fighting to defend their retail stores, RentReel made a choice. They built their own streaming model to catch that new inflow while they still had the resources to do it. RentReel survived, but many of their competitors ignored the outflow and kept building physical stores until the money completely dried up. By watching the flow, RentReel was able to jump to a new model while their stores were still healthy. They succeeded because they followed where the value was going, instead of trying to fix a design that people were already leaving behind. This checklist helps sense if your business model is fading, or if it's time to reinvent. But beware its limits. It shows the direction value is moving, not a precise date on a calendar. And you should never use this as an excuse to abandon a strong core business with hard evidence. You have to back up these signals with real data on your margins and your customers' behavior. Looking at the keep in mind list, point number 5 is crucial. Abandoning a healthy, successful business design out of panic is just as dangerous as staying in one for too long. This framework is a compass. It tells you which way the value is heading, but your own data must tell you when it's the right time to make the move. The greatest threat to any business is comfort. When a model is in that stability phase, it's easy to feel safe. Success often blinds a team to the outflow that is right around the corner. Never mistake present profits for permanent safety. A company can still be making money right at the exact moment the tide starts to pull that value away towards something new. Just like that town on the river, the landscape of business is always shifting. When the current moves, you must be ready to move with it. Either follow the water or get left behind in a dry bed.